do is to talk, first of all, about reflections themselves, the reflective practitioners. You're all teachers, pretty much all teachers, and you know things that you perhaps need to sometimes consider yourself for how much you know these. Right? So these quotations, like this from Schoen, I put in a little bibliography at the end of the PowerPoint. So if you want to go back and read the full text of these, you're very welcome to do so. And the PowerPoint is on the Walt website for you to take anytime you like. Okay? So basically what I'm asking you is what you know about reflection and what benefit that gives you internally, how you internalize your own learning. Okay, we are frequently embroiled in conflicts. This learner says this learner says this. How do I teach that learner? That learner's not listening. How do I do it? It's your question. How am I going to do it? And all the time, you're trying to firefight this. You're trying to do your best to teach your learners. And sometimes you have to take a period of calm, a period of reflection, where you can think best about that. Some theories actually say that you have to take a step back from what you're doing and forget what you're doing, to allow yourself the time and the permission to be calm and to think about what you just learned. We've just learned a little exercise about memory, but the main exercise was getting used to the English keyboard. And that comes from years of Carver going to other countries and myself on holiday going to, I've been to France, to Turkey, and I've been in internet cafes and I've gone, no! Because it's different. You want the @ sign for to do an email, and you've got to look all over the board for it. So we decided it would be a good idea for you to have an exercise that made you get used to this. And we built in the memory just to break it up. Okay? So we've actually tried to give you two things. One's an introduction, the other one is the keyboard skills. How you internalize that will depend on how you reflect upon that. Okay? Are we okay with the term reflection? We're right what we mean by that. You need to consider and make notes of how you, what you've learned. Whether you need to ask us anything else. Whether a conversation with a colleague on the table has helped you. Because we're not the only people training you in this room. Your colleagues around will help you. You'll learn things from them as well. It's how you internalize that by reflecting. Okay. So, how do you reflect now? I did want to pass the keyboard round and get you to type this in. But we're going to do that later because for some reason this didn't work first thing this morning, but it will work later, after lunch. So for now, if anyone wants to shout out, I can type it in. Look, I can type it in. How do you reflect? Does anybody reflect now? That sounds like a big no. No? Okay. I reflect. I'm self-employed. I don't work for an institution, I don't work for a university. I work for myself and again work from various government departments with Carver doing these jobs, going to colleges, going to universities and teaching about e-learning. There's a vast amount of the subject. And very often I think, that was a brilliant session. Why? Why was it brilliant? And I might have to just type that down somewhere. And sometimes, notice very often brilliant, sometimes not so brilliant. And I think, why? And that's the one that worries me the most. And I will have to write it down to help me understand. Sometimes I'll go and talk to a friend. Sometimes I'll talk to a friend who knows nothing about what I do in the book. And that's my reflection. And we all do it in different ways. One of my real reflection tools is to use a blog. And when I wrote this PowerPoint in May, this was my blog. Behind there, that's a screenshot of the blog that I keep. And I will explain terminology in a second. and I've now moved over to a slightly different one. But that was my blog, and I've kept to that since 2005. So for 4 years, I've written things like this, and sometimes it's today I've been to see my grandchildren. Sometimes it's today I delivered to 16 people on a blog project, and I was very nervous because I don't speak any of their languages. And I haven't done that yet, I may do that tonight, but you get the sort of idea. And I will internalise what I've learned, and I will use a blog. Okay. There are lots and lots and lots of blogging tools on the internet. These are just 4. These are 4 that I use. Posterous, and we'll come back to this later. Posterous is something I can just type into an email. I send it an email, and if I attach a video, attach images, they will become part of the blog. Blogger is a very popular one. It's a Google blog. LiveJournal I had to use for a job I was using. I hate it. I just don't like it. And WordPress is where my new blog is kept. Now, what is a blog? How many of you here know what I mean by blog? Okay. The terminology is web blog. Okay, and somebody showed it to blog. This is the important piece. It's a huge phenomenon in education, where certainly in universities, where the learners have to reflect upon their learning, blogs are used. I tend to use mine as an online diary and educational. I've started to use my Posterous blog for discussing with people the things I've learned about technology, the things I want to question about the technology. I tend to use my WordPress one for a more dialectical effect, one that's diary-like.